eventful weekend too. Up here go. Oh my God, Joseph is also from New Jersey. Hey, Joseph. I am calling in from New Jersey myself right now. I live in New York City, but I'm back here for a dentist appointment tomorrow. So good stuff. Where I'm curious, Joseph, where in New Jersey you are from? Maybe we're like neighbors back here. So yeah. Oh wait, I need to realize you can't even like really see me. There we go.
Philly.
Um,
I saw even the UK.
Philly. All right.
So I'm there globally, and I hope you guys
All over the world.
Yeah, earlier time we were just like with the sun going down. I know all of us, and let us know if you're like that as a survivor. Like the weather change, all that stuff really affects us. So
Yeah, that's why we're doing the lives a little earlier. But I don't know. I think it's good. And I see Joseph is from Hillside. I grew up in Chatham, believe it or not. So like really not so far from you. Oh, we have Steve on here from Halifax. If any of you missed last weekend, Tanya and I went live with Steve to share his story, and it was super cool. So if you haven't seen that interview yet and really want to hear it, I believe it's on my IGTV channel. You can see me and Tawny talk with Steve and his amazing story. And honestly, while we're on the topic, just because I was talking about this recently with my mom, because she joined into the live that we did with Steve, and we were both saying just how incredibly inspiring it was to hear one, Steve, that you were able to get back to working, and then like falling in love and getting married. Like that's all so encouraging, especially for someone like me who has struggled with thinking like, oh, no one will ever want to date me after this stroke which has happened. So I'm always very much encouraged to hear stories of success.
I think it's really good when everybody does that, because I know I can say, me and Patrick were not together, but the more of us that can show, like there will be people, because I had my then boyfriend break up with me. So I know how it feels when you're just like,
Right.
how am I going to date? So to hear that you are now married and got back to work, and where there's a will, there's a way. Like you continued.
Exactly. And it's just so cool to hear about all that. And if I recall, Steve is about like 16 years post and, working again and happily married and just doing great things. And it just really has given me hope with my own life that like, oh, look at that. They're like, I'm not limited.
Well, and that's why I would love if you guys have something to celebrate it, and it doesn't have to be those exact things. Maybe it's something, like you guys hear me celebrate a lot that the doctor told me I wouldn't walk both my dogs. And so I love showing that I do that. I just think it's so empowering.
Yeah.
The more of us survivors out there sharing times where we have pushed through, like Maddie said, it helps, because then you can be like, okay, they did it. If they can do it, I can do it. Aphasia.
Exactly. And it's so encouraging because it's just one more story of strength, and they all are just more examples proving us that we are limitless, that we can find ways to do things that we used to enjoy or find ways to get out there and have new experiences. I started recently, Tawny, I'll tell you this. I realized recently, like, wow, we literally only have like 1 month left of 2024, and I want to like make sure I'm really maximizing it and making the most. And I set a goal that I'm going to talk to one new person a day, like interact with one new person, just like, because I'm always saying like, oh, I need to get out there and like meet people. And I do that. Like, trust me, I go to events and stuff all the time where I'm constantly meeting people, but I don't want to get where I'm not doing that. And like to me, it is very important to get out there and just, another opportunity to practice sharing my story and connecting with others. Like I think it's just all great practice, and then hey, making friends along the way. So I've set that as my goal, and so far I've been able to do it.
That's amazing. Totally. Joe says that a lot too. And I feel like if all of us survivors could reach out to just one person, because the healing journey is so lonely. So I think that's really cool that you're putting your intention into that. I definitely have been doing a lot more one-on-one time, which
Yes.
has been really nice. So before it was like I would go live every day so I could check in with everyone and try and like reach more people at a time. And I've really recently been slowing down and doing a lot more like one-on-one conversations. And so that's been just really
Slowing
nice.
down is good. Strawn. Hello, everyone who's just tuning on. Let us know where you're coming from, and also if anyone has in their comments. We have two hemorrhagic stroke survivors here, me and Tani, and we just like to do these weekly lives to catch up and chat about our experiences. My friend who had a stroke and breast cancer. Oh my goodness.
Okay, question. My mother had a stroke back in July. Please ask, first of all, my condolences. It is, you know, when
Mhm.
it happens to the whole family. So we would love to hear how your mom is. Also, you are more than welcome to reach out um, because I know having the more support, the better.
Oh my god, I see yesterday I was able to get to London the tube alone. I'm two strokes. Oh my god. That is incredible. Like let's just take a moment to celebrate that because that's so impressive and like just encouraging. I love hearing stories like this. And I'll be honest, like I have been on the tube myself, and it's not exactly the easiest thing to navigate when you have like a million things going on and you've had a stroke. So any form of public transportation is quite challenging, I find. So
Absolutely. That's a huge success. I know just navigating the trains here to go down to San Diego was like really hard. So I can't even imagine over there. That's just amazing.
yeah, that's so cool. And like that's a huge milestone. Um Public transportation is not easy.
And I love that you
Not
put that
always
you're a
the
two
easiest.
stroke survivor because I know there's a lot of people who watch this replay and I'll call myself out early in my recovery. I consumed. I did not ask questions. I wasn't writing
Mm-hmm.
anything. I was reading what other people were asking, what they were saying,
Right.
trying to see if anybody, and then all of a sudden, these strangers were saying things that I couldn't find the words to. So it's just really cool that we can have things to celebrate here. We have, oh my gosh, from MD diagnosed with MS in '07. Um, I'm going to butcher that. Ulceritis, colitis in 10, Crohn's in 17. Oh, I thought, and then there was going to be more of a, I thought you were going to ask a question. Sorry. You're
Hello
just
from
saying that so
Maryland.
that you're
Sorry,
healing.
I couldn't find the comment, but now I see it.
Okay. I'm an emergency and
Oh,
disaster management expert, and I work on inclusion of community from emergency management perspective. Look forward to learning from you.
oh my
Wow.
God. Wait,
Rashid,
that's so cool, Rashid.
that's
Send
why
us a
we're
DM.
here.
Like we
Yes.
definitely want to talk more.
DM, I know Maddie has the travel diaries, so being able to talk from
Yeah,
that
because we can
side.
learn a lot from you as well. Happy to share our journeys, but please send us a message. I'm definitely quite keen to chat more with you as well, Rashid.
And I would love to share just because I really feel those of us who have all the invisible really get overshadowed because people are like, you don't need it. You don't
Mm-hmm.
need it. So I love that the Sunflower Project, so just different things that you can do to make it more inclusive to everybody would just be really, really helpful.
Wait, speaking of the Sunflower Project, I can't remember. Did I tell you about how I wore it in
Yeah,
Chicago
and
when
you
my
said
brace
how good it
died?
was and how helpful that immediately someone was like, "Oh, let me
It's
help you. Let me know what
crazy,
this
yeah.
is."
I was like hobbling up to the check-in kiosk, and the guy immediately, I guess he saw my brace, he saw that I was wearing the sunflower lanyard, and he was like, "Oh, miss, like, can I call you a wheelchair to take you to your gate? Like, I'll have them come pick you up and take you right there." And I was like, usually, I'm very independent. I like to just do things on my own. But my brace had died, and I was like, honestly, it's probably safer if I just go with them. And also, like, I'd been walking all day out in Chicago, so I was like, yeah,
That's a lot.
sure. And then they were just so helpful. It was amazing. So I definitely cannot recommend the sunflower scheme lanyard enough. And honestly, like they're very inexpensive too. And like if you're looking to travel or you want like that extra level of assistance, like I would say get one of those. I want to say they're like maybe $7.
Oh
And
wow,
then I don't know, maybe it costs a little more to ship it, but they're not that expensive at all.
that's awesome.
Um,
That's
but I like to wear it every time I travel.
Definitely on the
Did I
list.
miss
I
any
know we
other
have someone.
songs?
I love it. Rashid said, "I'm all the way in the future in Melbourne. I love."
Melbourne. I have not yet been to Melbourne. That's definitely on my list. My brother went there for work, and he had great things to say. So
On my
I want.
list.
Tony and I are doing a world tour at some point, and Australia is definitely on our radar. Like we have so many Survivor friends in Australia. I know it's a big country slash continent,
Yeah,
so
it's huge, but still.
but in the entirety of Australia, there's a lot of survivors.
Oh,
I
and
wear an AFO for my drop foot.
Spock on Earth, I am so sorry. You said she passed on August 16th. My condolences.
Oh my
I
god.
know. I mean, me and Maddie just saying we are two stroke survivors. I know the fact so many of us stroke survivors, it is an oddity. We are rare. I know that it is more likely your case. And so my heart does go out for you. And that's why I feel like educating more and awareness because it's not just happening to people over 40. Oh, I was waiting for this
Exactly.
to
And
start. Hayes, thank you for saying that. Do you like the earlier time?
oh, thank you, Hayes. And I see Maryland has MS and drop foot. As a random side note, we should connect Maryland 311 Mike Bikes for MS because the brace that I wear, the Psionic Neural Sleeve, I use it for drop foot, and the majority of the customers who wear it are actually MS patients as well. So if you're looking for like foot drop solutions, reach out to me. Let's definitely talk a little bit more about the neural sleeve because I think that I just know that we have a lot of patients with MS who wear it. And some of them wear two. They wear one on each leg. So depending. But I definitely can recommend that. Did I miss anything else? Oh, Hayes is John. It's hard because you see the name pop up, and I'm like, I don't
I know.
necessarily know or remember the first names. It's like Hayes Puff
It's a good
City.
though. We should talk about that. So, using social media, I will say, has been very healing. Besides the fact of
Mm-hmm.
connecting with other survivors, but stuff like that, you have to use your memory. Like, oh, that's so and so, and like for the longest
Yes.
time, like I would legit like Joe. I would call him Joe So Rocks. Like I would call people their Instagram handle, and
Mm-hmm.
so it's just funny to see that we all pick different names. Sometimes it's your actual name, and then sometimes it's.
Exactly. It is quite funny. Um,
Oh, I saw she said she has other MS friends, and that's good to know that I can point people your way, because people with MS. I
yeah,
also know
please.
there's a lot of survivors who are on maybe because I talk a lot about my mental health. I appreciate when people say they're like, I didn't have brain surgery, but I feel like I can relate to the
Mhm.
retraining my brain and working on it.
Exactly. Or even if it's like just using MS as an example, because while Tani and I don't have MS, there are many parts of stroke recovery that I think are very much in alignment with the MS experience. And because I talk to a lot of people about the neural sleeve who have MS and like they also have foot drop and a lot of the same things that I do and experience the fatigue.
Yeah, the
So there's
neurofatigue.
commonalities across all of it.
I also just say like people with chronic or invisible illnesses, I feel like we have a lot of overlap where, like when people are like, okay, get better. And you're like, well, it's like, I'll always have it. Like, what? So,
Yeah.
Robin actually asked, because she's on Facebook, so you can't see the comment. She said,
Oh,
Maddie,
okay.
would you rather have Bioness or the Ionic sleeve? Which one do you favor more?
I use both the Psionic Neural Sleeve and the Bioness L300 Go. I have used the Bioness for a lot longer than I've used the Psionic Sleeve, so I'm a little more comfortable walking with that, and I think my walking is a little better. But I am kind of thinking that's probably just because I've only really consistently been using the sleeve for like a few months. So I've been using the Bioness for like 5, 6 years versus the sleeve for like a few months. So
That's good to hear.
I think it's just like a getting more comfortable and used to it thing. Teenager vibes with the awkward hat. I love it. I love a good hat. I almost wore one today actually, but then I didn't.
How have you changed your diet since your strokes? Oh, so I'll call myself out. I'll be totally transparent. Um, in the beginning, I was very much like, make sure I have turmeric, make sure having ginger. Like I was kombucha. I was trying to do all the things right. I
Yeah.
will also say a side note, my stroke was not because of my high blood pressure or those reasons. So, my diagnosis wasn't to have low sodium or things like that. However,
Mhm.
I think it's important to not have a lot of salty things like that. But mine's more been having to prioritize water. I know it's a big difference. And I've noticed since
Damn, that's what I need to do.
water check, everybody drink some water. Like we're
Yeah.
all, every time I'm like, man, I'm starting to get a headache, I start to think, I'm like, how much water have I actually drank?
Probably from lack of hydration. You're right.
So
And my diet, I think, is probably like kind of similar. Also made an active effort to like eat healthy. I eat a lot of like vegetables, um, and protein. I've cut down on my carb intake a lot, and I find that helps me feel better.
yeah, I do
Um,
notice. I thought almost I had like celiac because the amount of carbs would make me so sleepy. So I do tend to like a more colorful
yeah,
plate. Um, but I will say, and I've said this to people, after living through a stroke and now two brain surgeries, if I want a burger with bacon and cheese on it, I'm having my burger with bacon and cheese.
I'm gonna eat it exactly.
Someone said eat protein bars. I just looked at, because I'm also neurodivergent. There's a lot of correlation. You know, they call your gut your second brain.
Hmm.
So when they said, like, and that's why I say prioritize protein, because a lot of times I don't realize, I'm like, I didn't eat that much like protein. So protein pancakes, it doesn't have to just come like in protein bars or meat. But I've noticed that
But yeah,
that
no, that's a good point.
is helping. Like if your breakfast, I was just for a while like eating oatmeal or cereal or things that were like very carby, and I've noticed in the morning if I have like eggs or something that's a little bit more protein or yogurt, I feel a little bit better. But
Yeah,
definitely follow
that's a
me
good
for
point. It's all about balance, right? So
I think so. I think it's important to have balance. I went gluten free and anti-inflammatory with Crohn's to help with the bathroom. Totally makes sense. And a lot of people, notice. I think it's just important. Everybody's body is different. I mean, have a food journal, take notice, see what feels better. I mean, I
exactly. Yeah, no, I think it's important to like I've done that before too. I'm not doing it right now, but maybe I should.
the
Where I
holidays
track
we kind
like the
of go
foods I
off.
eat and then how I'm feeling. And it can provide some interesting insights, that's for sure. And Joseph lost 30 pounds last year. It says in the
Congratulations.
chat.
And
Congratulations. Great that you're taking your health into your own hands.
absolutely. And I know because earlier on I was a lot more focused because of I had gained a lot from the steroids. So you also
I gained a lot from the medicine I was on, like when I was in the hospital soon after, and also like I was just eating everything, and like
not moving as much.
just because like yeah, not moving as much, and so I found that I ended up gaining weight, and it's been something that I am now like constantly have to be mindful of to keep in check, otherwise it could happen again, which is annoying, but I guess that's also just part of growing older.
Yeah. Back to
I guess
life.
so.
Are you excited? Are you for Thanksgiving? Are you guys having everyone over family? Are you gonna do
Ooh,
a Friendsgiving? Are you gonna do both?
yes. So we always do Thanksgiving at my parents' house. So it'll be at my parents with my mom's side of the family coming over. So that will be nice. Yeah, no, we always host Thanksgiving. So
That's so
I'm
good.
looking forward to getting everyone together. What are your plans?
Well, this year, since last year I was with family, it's hard when no family lives here. So I tried to kind of do every other so that Patrick doesn't spend all
Hmm.
holidays alone with the animals.
Yeah,
So we are having our turkey, which I love because if anybody else, it's sad when you're not with all your family. You definitely do miss them. But what's really cool is making different traditions and doing things like differently. So I'm excited. like just to have our own little turkey day. And I'll be the kittens.
Yeah. Oh, that'll be so nice.
Yeah. Very much.
And I see Joseph said his challenge is to find a place to live. Joseph, if you live in New Jersey, I know, actually, so my first apartment that I ever lived in independently after the stroke was in New Jersey. It was in Helmetta. There was a really nice near to where my job was. So I got an apartment there. It was called the Lofts at Helmetta. And it was quite nice. I did really enjoy it there. I wish that there was something like that here in the city that I could afford. But, you know, we have to, it's expensive living here. Hey, Harold! Harold!
Yes.
Harold, come say hello. Harold, you have to come over here because I'm not going to be able to pick Harold. Oh my God, I'm going to fall out of my chair. Hang on, let me see if I can get him.
Or if you want to just end it.
Harold,
Like
you want to say hi to the people? Harold, don't you run away from me.
They ran.
Harold, I want you to say hi to my
Here,
friends.
take the phone and we can say bye to him, and then that's how we can end it.
Okay, maybe I'll just pick it up and bring the phone. Wait, can you hand him to me? I want him to say hi. He's going to say hi on Survivor Sunday.
Because we remember
Okay.
when we first got him. Oh my
Harold, here he is. Mr. Harold. Say hello, Harold. Oh, right, you can't talk.
He did. He waved. He did his little.
Say hello. Oh, you're stinky. All right, go upstairs, sit down. Go up with him, Harold.
Kitty in the lap.
There we go. Harold escaped. He was supposed to be upstairs, and then he somehow got down, which is where I am. So,
That's hilarious. Well,
just wanted to say hi to everyone.
Oh no, that's okay. You are so sweet, Kalisha, and also
Thank you for joining, Anya.
Oh, it's Anya.
And I think so. It's high on my list to come to Macedonia. Actually, I'm not sure when exactly that will happen. I'm hoping for next year, but we'll see.
And we were actually going to end
Really
this
want to go there.
and keep them shorter. But if you guys would like to share your story, like Steve did, like anybody, please just get in our DMs, ask us. It's easiest to do it on our Sunday this time. But get in our inbox, and if we need to make it work, move some things around, we try to do that too.
Exactly. Yes, and Angela. Yes, we'll hopefully be seeing you in Macedonia in 2025 or 2026. So I know trust me, like I am, for whatever reason, I'm quite keen to get over to Macedonia. So it's very near the top of my list. That too. Well, Connie, starting with the Fast Forward New York Summit on April 25th, because you might be going after you see your mom, right?
Well, I'm thinking that maybe I can do that. Like I can go to Ohio and then just do a quick little popover. So I have it in my calendar. Save the dates, guys, so that
Save the date. Anyone who's interested in the New York Stroke Summit, it is April 25th. I'm literally so close to getting the final touches done on my new website, and then I'll have all the information and details, and registration will be up. So just please hang in there. It'll be up probably end of the month.
How exciting. Thank you. And thank you guys for being on. Happy Sunday, everybody.
Happy Sunday, everyone, and hope you get ahead, and we will see you in